Hello and welcome to Allot on Air. During the next 10 minutes or so, we'll be meeting with industry experts to discuss the hottest trends in telecom, cybersecurity, and network intelligence.
I'm Michael Schachter. I'm here today with Moti Goldshtein, AVP of Allot Smart Products. Welcome, Moti.
Hi, Michael.
Great to have you, and let's jump right into it. 2022 is the year of 5G. It's finally happening. Non-standalone to begin with, moving to standalone, but it's here, it's happening. What can you tell me?
Yeah, these are actually very exciting times to be in, and we do see 5G deployments all across the world. Correctly, you said that most of them are still non-standalone, meaning they have a 4G core basically and 5G radio, but we do see also standalone cores starting to be built in globally. And the entire ecosystem is very, very exciting for us.
Given these trends, what do CSPs actually need from companies like Allot?
The basic needs that shaped our motto of see, control, secure are still there, right? They still need to understand what is going on in their network. They still need to control and manage the traffic and secure both the end users and the infrastructure. In some senses, 5G actually amplifies that need.
So maybe you can clarify that, because I would think that priority, quality of experience, maybe 5G takes care of all that. Enhanced mobile broadband, unlimited capacity, or virtually unlimited. Where is there still an issue?
Yeah, that's very much true, and reminds me of the hard disk rule, right? No matter how big it is, it always gets filled now when you play around. So it's practically the same. Yeah, technology has a huge jump, and a lot of new capabilities have been built into the network. But the challenges and the needs and the different applications and the variety of use cases actually create additional value to see, control, and secure. So it's a kind of, we always adapt and change, and I think a lot of items can be discussed in that aspect.
Quality of experience. I mean, that has kind of been the theme for the last couple of years, and you say it's still going to be an issue with 5G. Where do CSPs have a challenge?
Wow, quality of experience, indeed. We have been talking about it together and with our customers throughout the recent years. It is a big thing. And we see that coming up in different aspects. We saw that in browsing, we saw that in gaming, very importantly, we saw that in video, and specifically in regards to video, there have been a lot of work and a lot of challenges to operators, as we see in market research, as we do with our customers, in the general trend in the market, that video is the biggest portion of the volume of the network, as well as growing fastest. We see new players, OTT players coming into the arena. We see now HD, we see now 4K coming in. So a lot of discussions about quality of experience from the market perspective, as well as, both you and I are users at the end of the day, and users are very sensitive to quality of experience.
Okay, so obviously we all want our videos to run, whether we're uploading the latest TikTok moves or whether we're watching, a sports event or any other streaming service. But what's the problem? Where do service providers need us to help them with this issue?
Okay, yeah, a great question here. So there are many challenges, and when we talk about providing a good quality of experience for video, one of them, and we talked briefly, is the sheer volume and speeds required to provide HD and 4K streaming, which is like basic nowadays. But also the fact that video streams nowadays are encrypted end-to-end, from server to end device, whether it's mobile or fixed deployment. So operators are actually nowadays need to face this challenge that the traffic is encrypted end-to-end, so they lack the visibility. If you don't have visibility, it's harder to control and harder to secure. So this is one of the main aspects that operators, in my humble opinion, need to face with.
So traffic shaping is still an issue, but as you said, the traffic's encrypted. So how can we help them see and control, let alone secure, this high volume, needing to be high resolution, multiple streams? How can they even tell them apart?
As you rightfully said, it is a big challenge, and we need to have a suite of technologies in order to overcome that. So we start at our lab in the R&D when you deploy machine learning techniques in order to understand the video. Although it's encrypted, you may find traffic patterns within it to help you identify and to understand things like what is the resolution. Now, you can measure the bit rate, but bit rate and resolution are not always the same, as you have a variable codec speeds and so on. But there are techniques you imply that, you have like supervised learning and so on, and you can extract, you get good heuristics about it, you can understand the good put, the average throughput, and you start to piling up different KPIs, which then in deployment can be used by the customers to understand what is going on in their network. And there are the more traditional things we do, like, identify application and understand the traffic itself. So some visibility also exists, and you have to combine all of these in order to provide value to our customer, to help them provide value to their customers.
Okay, so amazing technology. What are the use cases that bring the value? What do our customers asking us, and what are we doing for them?
Well, different customers have different needs, and we see this coming from different directions in the market. And try to generalize this, I would say that we see this coming both from marketing perspective. We see some of our customers, they want to understand the needs of their customers to have visibility into their users and customers. So you can, for example, understand which of your end users are more, let's say, video savvy. They watch a lot of videos. Maybe you can offer them differential packages for video, right? Others would like to understand from the operational perspective and the network planning perspective what is going on in the network, which, for example, cell sites have good video, they provide, HD and so on, and which cells are not. So maybe they have a problem there. Others would like to understand the different usage patterns in their network, because you have places where you see more, I would say, consumer type of services, like more residential, and others which are more business. So they would like to see, like, let's say, Zoom or Teams video. All of these, there are different needs, and there are more, just like high level, and sometimes they are combined. And in many cases, those customers would like to later, when you understand, for example, you have a hotspot, you have an issue with the backhaul, maybe to prioritize traffic correctly, so the traffic within your backhaul will be prioritized per your business need, and those can be changed. So it's a very wide, and as I said, 5G actually amplifies that.
So it sounds like visibility, analytics, understanding, all of that is still very much a priority for service providers. And what else has changed with 5G, or what are other challenges? We've talked now about see and control. Where does secure fit into the picture?
Well, yeah, correct. As we said, each technology brings a lot of good benefits and advancement, but it also brings in many new challenges. For example, when we talk about 5G, we actually see that the attack surface as being significantly increased. And this comes from like multiple directions. The main use cases of 5G that has to be with the eMBB, URLLC, and massive machine type communication. All of these are actually increasing the attack surface. And on top of that, the network architecture in 5G is inherently distributed, right? It's been built for that. Now, the more distributed the network, the more you have entry points into the network. So attack surface is bigger. The speed, as we talked about before, are much higher. It's like an order of magnitude faster. So any DDoS attack, if it starts, the magnitude of it is being amplified by that. The network is built for many, many IoT devices. As we said, IoT is one of the main use cases for 5G. Now, think about yourself, and in many cases, a lot of the consumers that have a lot of IoT devices. Personally, I have like 5 or 6 at my home. So not everybody really take care about, upgrading them and having the security patch over, Sensible or your AV amplifier, right? So if somebody takes control of them, it can create a very wide attack that comes out from many devices. And so all of these together create a huge challenge on how to secure the network itself. Okay, as you do not want part of it to fail, as it becomes critical for many applications, for industry applications. And if we look into the future, a car to vehicle communication, and so on and so forth, right?
So it sounds like it's see, control, and secure, and even with 5G, or even amplified, as you said, for 5G, we're going to have a lot of work to do and a lot of help that we can bring to the CSPs, to our customers. Thank you, Moti.
My pleasure.
And thank you all for joining us.
That's it for today's episode. Thanks for listening. You can get more information about network intelligence and security solutions for service providers and enterprises on our website at allot.com. Subscribe to this podcast to make sure you hear about new trends and technologies on the next episode of Allot on Air.